Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorials, we'll continue exploring animations inside the Vue, and right now we'll be using Vue 9.5. Some new options was added to these versions, and we'll look on them as well. But in this tutorial, we're going to look on a natural animation with the camera, how we can create this. So let's look for first create our scenery. So we'll go ahead, create terrain, and mostly our terrain will be just a reference for now, so we can kind of see how our object will move across the terrain. Let's take slightly move it up. Okay, so right here we have our camera terrain. Let's go select and create our point of the for the animations. An example, we have it right here, the sphere. We'll go switch this to the red color so we can see perfectly. And normally, for example, we have several ways we can animate. So we have our sphere. An example, if our sphere is moving across the terrain, maybe up and down, normal what we do, we have a camera, and we can track this object with our camera. We can track the object with camera by using manual camera adjustment and just set key point for our camera, so our camera is following and preset keyframes for this. The other ways also we can select the main camera, go inside animation options, and just set track the sphere. So at this point, if we move our sphere, you can see our camera moving with the sphere as well. This is very useful options. The only problem if you create natural looking, the camera is never perfectly will follow the object. The object depend on acceleration or start or change angle of movements will sometimes move to one or another options of the screen. So as example, if it's standing and move fast, camera should little bit delay to follow this. To actually work with this in Vue, we have a great tool. It is called response. How well you want to respond your camera on the object or follow this. As example, let's say this little bit halfway to the loose. And next we'll go and set up small animation. So if I'm trying to move inside, right now with the object, you won't see any different because the camera preset with the tracking, but it's not activating following. The track loose will activate on a based on calculations frame before that. So let's set up small animation. I'll have it all. It's an orbit, maybe set right here. You will go to add keyframe. Next, I want to be sure also our time set to seconds. It's just easy to see what time we'll assign to this. You will set move to 1 second. Next, I'll take this and I move maybe all the way up here. We'll take another second. We'll move maybe a little bit back and let's go up. Okay, we'll go ahead. Move another second. Come maybe closer and closer to the ground. And let's set about maybe half second. And you notice we'll move closer right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview our animation. I'm making active our main camera view. We'll go to the first scene. I'll start playing. You'll notice how our camera really delay going after. So you see the object or sphere going away from the screen. Camera kind of try to catch up. Okay, one thing what we can also to do, if its camera doesn't respond fast enough, we can select our camera, move a little bit more. Let's preview now, and now you can see camera try to keep almost in the middle all the time. Of course, if object, the sphere, come closer to the camera camera have it less time to respond and object get away from the shot easier than it's in a far distance. So this is respond to more natural move. There are also other ones where we can modify to this. It's add camera shaking. Example, if you hold cell phone now, you can record on them, or camera or other things with your hands. You may have a natural shaking that applied from walking or holding camera, not on a fixed tripod or something. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll select our main camera, and one thing what's happening, you'll notice right here we don't have access to the toolbox, so we cannot, because camera is kind of tracking, the toolbox is not accessible, but we can easily fix this. Sure, we're on the first frame, and I'm going to motions and set to the basic motion. So I'll disable. Now right click on animation box, so now we can modify it. We leave these motions as a basic, and we could modify it if our camera also moved some options, but what I want to do is modify vibration, and a vibration will go to reduce this. Let's set maybe about 1 hertz, so it's meaning it's one movements, one shake vibration will be per second. So next, intensity, and 10 is actually very nice intensity for this. We can increase higher, but let's leave it at 10 this point. Also, you remember we have our animation. Okay, let's click OK. It's set for about 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds. So it's meaning about 3 times our camera will shake. And again, because this is not very big values, so we preview, we don't really kind of see this, just sometimes small juggling on the cameras, which is add additional effect of the natural camera handle. And anytime if you want to modify it, you can go inside and maybe just make very large value of this and see how this, you can see right here how camera was a little bit too much, adjusting to big values. Okay, you can see right here how our camera is too much juggling around. Okay, so let's go ahead. Again, we put it very high value, but if we again will keep it to lower values, okay, you can monitor camera and can see the camera slightly going up and down. The all axis which says maybe front and back. So it's add this additional effect of the natural hold camera and try to follow this. Okay, so right here it's some in a ways we'll look how we can create animations, so to respond the more natural real camera that you hold in your hands. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.